Hi everyone, and today we're going to interview Prince. Prince is our alpha student who recently got selected for a dream offer at Goldman Sachs. तो आज हम Prince की complete placement preparation journey के बारे में जान रहे होंगे, and we are also going to learn about the entire hiring process of Goldman Sachs. So Prince, let's start with your introduction. So tell us about yourself.
So, good afternoon everyone. My name is Prince Chavatia and I am currently pursuing third year ICT, BTech in ICT at DSA College, Gandhinagar. And recently I cracked an summer internship at Goldman Sachs company.
Okay. So you got selected in Goldman Sachs. Let's start with the interview process, the hiring process of Goldman Sachs. Tell us how many rounds were there and what was asked in each round.
So basically the whole hiring process was divided into one online assessment round and 3 interview rounds. So first online assessment round. Online assessment round considered of 3 coding questions and 10 MCQs. So those 10 MCQs they consisted of aptitude, logical reasoning, CS fundamental topics like OOPS, OS, DBMS and all. And also some questions were based on language based such as Java or Python. So we had to just write output based on that given code. And I remember the 3 other coding questions, they were not too difficult. They were let's say easy to medium level questions. One of them was string based and other 2 were based on maps and graphs. So yeah, I remember that although the questions were not too difficult, but the main constraint was that we had to solve it in 1 hour. So the main thing was that we had to solve it in the minimum time and be maximum efficient in it. Moving on from OA, then after 2 days the first interview was announced, and the first interview it started with basic self introduction. After the first introduction, then he moved on that how comfortable I am with the interview since it was my first interview. After that he just went on to my resume. In the resume, first of all he went through my previous internship experiences. From those internship experiences he asked me how was my internship experience, what did I learn from it and all. After then he went on to projects. He told me what were the projects that I had made and why actually I had made, what was the motivation behind those projects. After that I remember he gave me a question that was based on parking garage management system, where it was based on just classes and objects, simple OOPS question. The thing was that I had to just think out loud, as you said in the codes too, that I had to show him my thinking process. Along with that I coded it with pen and paper, and I had just done a dry run with 2 or 3 test cases, and overall the interviewer was happy with it. After that, that interview round just completed in 30 to 40 minutes. After that then came the second round. So the second round was basically a senior interviewer was there. And yeah, he started with a formal introduction, then again he went on to the resume. He asked me about projects, then he asked me that why particularly I used that tech stack, why not something else. Then he asked me that what was my favorite subject. So I said okay, my favorite subject is DBMS. So then he went on to DBMS and he asked what is difference between SQL and no SQL, when which one is used and all. And after that a puzzle question was asked, the 24 horses race question, where yes, we had no timers and 5 horses can run at one time, and we had to find the minimum number of races so that we can find the top 2 horses. So yeah, although I was not able to answer it correctly with the correct answer, but since I had think out loud and I had showed him the whole process, so he appreciated it that my thinking was correct. Yeah, so this was the second round. It also was of 40 to 45 minutes. Then came on to the third round. Third round was basically completely focused on DSA. Only one question was given to me, but that question was based on tries. So as soon as I came to realize that it was on tries and I had to code it, I was a bit of shocked because I hadn't practiced much for tries, because I think, I mean, tries we treat it like it's not yeah. So I didn't prepared too much about it. So but yeah, I had to code it on pen and paper and then I dry run it, and yeah, the interviewer was happy with it. And yeah, This was the third round, and it also took about 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay. Was there any initial CGPA criteria which was there, or any branch criteria?
No eligibility requirement was there, but when the shortlisting came, along with the OA and even in the interviews, as I could see that many students, many of my friends that were getting shortlisted were basically about 8 and 8.5 CGPA.
Okay.
So although there was no hard-coded criteria, but the interviewer was much more biased towards CGPA.
Okay, so there was an internal shortlisting criteria.
Yeah.
So what is your current GPA?
My current CGPA is 9.06.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you got selected in Goldman Sachs. So what was the most memorable part of the entire interview process for you?
In terms of question?
In terms of questions, or maybe any experience, or maybe a particular question that the interviewer asked.
I would say the last question, the tries question, because I knew the approach, I knew the concept, but I didn't know if I will be able to write the code with exact syntax that the interviewer is expecting. But yeah, I still remember step by step I showed him the process and the code, and yeah, he was finally happy, and he told he also gave me 2 or 3 edge cases, and using that I was able to improve my code, and yeah, he was finally satisfied with it. And I remember that that was the moment that was much more memorable for me.
Okay. So for the entire interview process, or for your particular selection, what do you think helped you more? Was it DSA or was it development?
I think a much more balance of it, because the development, although certain development questions were not asked, but projects were showcased there. And I think making those projects, doing development helps a lot, because let's say the interview is of about 40 minutes. So that 10-minute discussion of that project, in that 10 minutes, you have the control of that interview. And as you had also said in the course, that those 10 minutes are very much important, since you can control them and you know the direction of the interview. And based on the DSA, yeah, it is obviously important, since maximum questions, the technical round questions will always be based on DSA. Maximum the OA round, that is very much important, since CP questions will be there and which will be based on DSA.
So tell us about your entire preparation journey. Like, what did you study in your first year of college, in your second year of college, in your third year?
So in the first year of college, I had taken the alpha batch itself. So from there I had started my DSA journey. So since I started the DSA with Java, in the first sem, in about September or October, after about 1 or 2 months of the college, and I had started at that time. I still remember I was not very much consistent with it. I mean, between exams and vacations, some weeks I would just keep it off. I still regret about it, since my preparation was not so linear. It took about 7 to 8 months to complete the whole DSA course. But instead, if I had kept it linear, if just I had given 20 to 30 minutes even during exam time, I think I would have completed it before time, and also would have gotten much more time for practicing questions. I think that is very much important for it. And moving on, second, I think that for the development part, I had learnt it during the second year, during my college, and even during vacations. So at vacation, I knew that since in the starting of the third year, the companies will be coming. So I need to make a full stack project so that I can show it in the resume.
Okay. So can you describe more about your projects? Like, how many projects did you have in your resume, and what were the projects about? What was the tech stack?
Okay. So basically, I had published 2 projects in the resume. First project was Health Sathi. It was basically a medical appointment booking system. It was a full stack project. It was using Munstack, and so users, the people who are living in rural area or the area where medical help is not so available, they can use it to book appointments and to have real-time chats with doctors whenever there is necessity. And yeah, so it was basically just for the web development part, so that I could showcase that skill of mine. Second one was Turtle Tracker. It was stock trading app using the historical data. It just used turtle trading strategy in stocks, and based on that, it just gives the buy and sell signals and profit to the user according to some of the parameters that are taken from the user. So I think that project also helped me a lot during my process, since Goldman is a financial firm, so that aligned with Goldman very well.
Yes. Okay. And what do you think was the wow factor in your entire profile or in your entire resume for the interviewer?
Wow factor, I think my wow factor was that my resume was pretty much balanced, not just DSA focused or not just development focused. I had a strong CGPA that reflected that I had been putting efforts throughout my college years. Then also I had was consistent with DSA, and I had also built development projects, and that I had shown in the resume. And yeah, one financial project was there. And yeah, also I had done some previous internship experiences, so that also reflected that I was working hard even during vacations.
So in your resume, I think I also saw an Amazon hackathon that you took part in. So can you describe more about the hackathon? What was it about? When does it happen? And if any students are watching you right now, how can they also participate in it?
So actually it was my first hackathon that I took part in. So that hackathon, it was in about November or December. So yeah, and that in that hackathon, the first round was OA round.
How did you get to know about the hackathon?
Actually, it was through my college group.
Okay.
So it happens in around November and December. So first round was the OA round, where it were normal DSA questions and some of the MCQs, just like Goldman. So yeah, I mean, I feel maximum hackathon online assessment rounds are basically like this only. Some of the DSA questions and some MCQs that we had to solve in about hour and a half. And after that round, there was a second round which consisted of PPT submission, idea submission round. There we had to submit our idea about what we will be building in the hackathon itself. And after that, there was the third round, that was formulation round. And
MVP submission?
Yeah. And in that round, unfortunately, we didn't got selected.
Okay. All right. Okay. So can you also highlight the importance of quant aptitude that you experienced in the selection process?
Quant aptitude, I feel it was very much important, especially in context of my company. Since in Goldman, even in the OA and even during the interviews itself, specific questions were asked related to quant. Like I said, the puzzle questions like 25 horses problem, even in the OA rounds, the 10 MCQs ones. So I feel preparing for quant aptitude won't take much time. Let's say it would take 2 to 3 days, but I feel that would be an additional feature that could be distinguishing you among the competitors. So I feel preparing for that is a must.
Okay. And was there a specific computer science fundamental topic that Goldman Sachs focused more on, or was it a balance of all?
It was balance on all.
Okay. So let's suppose, Prince, you had to restart your entire journey. So if you could prepare for your placements, could prepare for your internships once again, so what would you study in your first year, in your second year, and in your third year?
If I had to restart my journey, I feel in the first year, when I was learning with the course itself, I would also start doing competitive programming, because I started it late in the first year, and if I had started it early on, that then I feel that I would have been practicing much more. And I think 2 or 3 problems a day and just giving some contests, that makes a huge difference in terms of practice too, and in terms of new concepts too, because every question teaches you something new. And yeah, I would have started those practicing. Second thing, I would have been more consistent, since during exam breaks and all, I used to just drop DSA at that part, and then after, when I want to continue that, then I would be recapping it for about 1 to 2 days. Instead of that, what I will be doing, that I will be just giving 20 to 30 minutes each day, even on exam days. So that would have been helped me a lot. Third thing, I think, is participating more on hackathons. If I had done development earlier, and if I had participated more in hackathons, then I think resume would have been more strong, I feel, since hackathon ranks and all, they highlight very much.
Okay.
So yeah.
And what was the role of Alpha in your preparation journey?
Alpha really helped me a lot, since the complete DSA part, the learning that I did was completely from Alpha. Although the practice part and all, we had to use the platforms like Code Forces and Lead Code. But yeah, the whole preparation from start to the end was done by Alpha for me.
Can you describe more about your competitive programming experience? Like how many contests you have given till now, how many DSA questions you would have solved. I know that the number of DSA questions is not really a strong criteria to measure the preparation. It's the quality of questions that matter. But for B, how many questions you would have solved, how many months you have spent in your DSA preparation?
Okay. So in terms of competitive programming, across all the platforms, I feel would have done 700 to 800 problems, and I would have also given about 50 to 60 contests, and remaining for the DSA part. So specifically in the competitive programming for code forces part and all, in that competitive programming does not mean very much of DSA. It means very much of maths and implementation, where timing is much more important, mathematics is much more important. DSA has a role, but not a huge role like lead code. So yeah, that I feel in terms of code forces. And for competitive programming, I also feel that also helps you to build a strong profile, strong rating that will also be highlighted in the resume.
So apart from your preparation, is there any additional strategy that you used when you were preparing for companies, for placements, for internships? Like there are some students who, you know, they practice mock interviews with their friends. There are some students who create a group of friends and then they send each other a problem of the day and they solve it like that. So is there any special strategy that you think you used, which other students are probably not using?
I have used the mock interview strategy where we all friends just used to discuss things, just used to discuss out the problems, just like thinking out loud, so that we were knowing that we are not just solving the question, we are not just getting to the answer, we are also just showing the process to each other, so that we can get feedback from them, we can know what we are doing wrong, we can know what we are doing right. And yeah, I thought that that helped me a lot, since it also gave me a confidence in the interview itself.
Okay. Okay. And was there any mistake that you did in your entire preparation that if given a chance you would not like to repeat?
Maybe breaking consistency. Yeah, I think that was the biggest mistake. If I had kept consistency along with the whole preparation, then I think I would have done somewhat better. I mean, I would have done much more questions, and I would have much more stronger profile.
Let's also talk about like out of all the placement strategies that you've heard about, out of all the placement advice that you've heard about from everywhere, is there a specific advice that you think is overrated, which doesn't work or which did not work for you?
Did not work for me, I don't know. But one thing we have all heard from seniors, that CGPA doesn't matter much. But I feel that it matters. If you can maintain a high CGPA, then why not? Because I think maintaining a high CGPA is not so much of an havoc, because just a week before the exams, that is all that you need for maintaining an 8.5 or a 9 CGPA. So maintaining that would also show a strong profile to the interviewer, even if you have done somewhat less questions in OA, or you have not gone too far, but those that CGPA, that projects, and that will outshine you compared to others.
How did you prepare for your core subjects, CS fundamentals?
Core subjects. Basically, I remember 2 or 3 core subjects were already covered in my curriculum itself, but only curriculum studies were not just enough. So I also went through YouTube videos too, and one computer networks was still remaining by the time of the internship, so I had just gone through the PDF that was given in the alpha batch.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
I think for the juniors, I would like to give advice that first thing is that always maintain consistency. Consistency will always win, no matter what. Second thing is, I feel that feeling low, feeling underconfident is very normal. Just not quitting at that time is very much important. And the third thing I feel is that balancing DSA and development both is very much important. Just going through going in one particular domain will just hurt you more, because you are just then targeting some specific roles, and if you don't get that, then it would be pretty disappointing. So I think making a balance is very much important.
Okay. Anything else you want to add or you want us to include?
Just yeah, I would like to thank you very much, and Aman Dattaral bhaiya also. Even before 12th, I used to watch your videos and Aman bhaiya's videos.
थैंक यू सो मच प्रिंस एंड आई एम प्रिटी श्योर कि प्रिंस की जर्नी से काफ़ी सारे लेसन्स हैं जो उन्होंने खुद ही बताए हैं जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट लेसन्स हैं लाइक हाउ यू शुड हैव सम प्रैक्टिकल प्रोजेक्ट्स इन योर रेज्यूमे हाउ यू शुड कीप अ बैलेंस ऑफ बोथ DSA एंड डेवलपमेंट बिकॉज इफ वी चूज जस्ट अ सिंगल डायरेक्शन तो हम अपने ऑप्शंस को काफ़ी लिमिट कर रहे होते हैं एंड वी नेवर नो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ ऑफर वी आर गोइंग टू गेट तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं अपने लेवल पर वर्क हार्ड कर सकते हैं वी कैन कीप अ बैलेंस ऑफ थिंग्स CGPA इज ऑल्सो विच इज ऑल्सो समथिंग विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट because आज की डेट में the competition is high and if every student is working hard then CGPA definitely becomes a differentiator. So one more thing I would like to ask, like how did you balance your academics along with your placement preparation? So you have a good GPA, you also got selected in a good company, so how did you balance both?
For the academics, the CGPA part, what I used to do is whenever I used to go to class, I tried to keep as much as attention in the class, attention to the what lecturer is actually saying, because I still remember attendance was compulsory. So even my friends who didn't used to give so much attention to the class and used to play games and all, they also came to class. They were just wasting their time in the class itself. So I feel why not just give somewhat attention at that time, and then I used to just revise everything 1 week before the exams. So basically I was just giving out time 1 week before the exam, and other than that I was just practicing DS and development. So I think that that strategy would help me a lot.
And what was the role of friends in your journey?
Friends really helped me a lot, because of course in moral perspective too, because they would always encourage you, they would always tell you that okay, sometimes life can be hard, sometimes you need to face some rejections and all. And also in perspective to technically, we also used to share some problems, share some ideas, how the code could have been, how the problem could have been solved, what were the alternate approaches and all. So yeah, friends helped me a lot.
Okay. सो आई होप कि प्रिंस की जर्नी से जितने भी लेसन्स हमें सीखने को मिले हैं उन्हें हम अपनी जर्नी के अंदर भी अप्लाई करेंगे एंड वी आर ऑल्सो गोइंग टू क्रैक गुड प्लेसमेंट गुड इंटर्नशिप just like Prince did. So all the best for your interviews. आज के लिए इतना ही, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट इंटरव्यू में. Till then keep learning and keep exploring.